Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the believer.
And I just totally bro-nodded to your husband's empty car.
Well, I don't know what that means.
You know how like two guys will walk past each other?
Nodded? Like
nodded.
Oh my gosh. I was like, what's bro nodded?
What is this new term? No, I was walking up and your husband's car was on, but it's so dark.
Yeah.
I can't see if he's sitting in there. So I don't want to be rude and not acknowledge him.
Yeah.
But then it's also awkward because I don't want to be like too much and be like wave a big like, hey, Kev. Like I see him all the time. So
right.
I just awkwardly bro nodded like, what's up? And then when I did that, I was like, well, that's even more stupid than the big wave. So the whole way I'm walking up, I'm like, oh, you're such an idiot, Megan. Just be normal. You can't just be normal. And then I walk in and he walks through the living room. I was like, oh, guess it didn't matter.
He didn't even see it. So that's good.
Yeah. So there you go.
No one could have ever known.
Right. But, you know, I have to come out and tell you everything. So,
so funny.
Brother. I'll apparently continue to bro nod. Oh my gosh.
To my husband, who you've known for 20 years.
Well, I know, but I thought he was sitting in the car with the windows rolled up. So I couldn't be like, hey, Kev. Like, that's what I would have normally done.
Right.
Would have been an audible, hey, Kev. But I thought the windows were rolled up. He can't hear me, so I better do something. Just so awkward.
Yeah, he was inside. He missed it all. It is Valentine's Day night.
Mm-hmm. We're so romantic right now.
I know. I forgot. I mean, it literally means nothing to me. Like I asked Kevin, do I have to get you a card? And he said, oh crap. I wish you'd asked me that 5 minutes ago. I just bought you a card. I was like, oh, well, I don't know why. Because we don't usually do anything.
That's funny.
But I didn't think about the fact that it might impact, you're newer married than I am. So sorry.
No. We're fine. Our very first Valentine's Day together, I pulled the classic, oh no, we don't have to celebrate Valentine's Day. It's a silly holiday. And then what did I do? I went and got him an antique that we had seen a couple of like months before.
Yeah.
That he thought was really cool. It was like a level, because he's a construction mechanic kind of guy. And it was an old fashioned level that he thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
So of course, 2 days later, I go back in and I buy it and I save it for Valentine's Day. But I tell him like, no, we don't have to do anything. So then of course, Valentine's Day, we wake up. I give him and his son, my stepson, we were just dating at the time. I was pregnant though. Whoopsie daisy. But anyway, I gave him that and like had this big to-do for Blake and he was mortified. He was like, I thought you meant. Yeah. I was like, I don't need anything. And I really didn't need anything. But oh man. Yeah. So ever since then, we just both don't do anything.
Yeah. I'm sure there was a Valentine's Day a million years ago where we did something, but we haven't done anything, at least since we had kids. I think when we had kids, I was like, they're your Valentine's now. I'm just,
yeah,
it's just normal.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it is such like a, it's a holiday to make money.
Right.
But it's fun. I mean, I remember even when I was single, there were some years that I would kind of get like down and out because I was single and you would look, it felt like the movies where you'd look around and you'd see all these couples everywhere. And then I finally just decided to adopt a new theory and that Valentine's Day does not have to be romantic. Yeah. It could just be towards being grateful for any sort of love in your life. So I kind of went that route for a long time. And then I actually had a Valentine. And now I think the whole holiday is so ridiculous.
It's true.
So I don't really put any thought into it, except for now, for the kids and stuff. But other than like, I just don't think about it.
Yeah. Is that why you're spending it with me? Because it's any kind of love.
Any kind of love. You're my Valentine, Erin.
Oh my gosh. You're my so nice.
Funny Valentine because you crack me up. Okay, well, that got awkward.
I started reading a book that I want to suggest to Anna. And I almost sent a message and then I was like, no, I'm going to say it on the podcast because at this point, it's like our new segment.
I know. I even said that to her. I was like, how do you feel about the news? She's so shy. She's such a shy person. She's like, oh my gosh, it makes me embarrassed every time you all talk about me. I'm like, then therefore we shall mention you every episode. That's love
right.
It.
That's right. Always. So this book, and really it's a recommendation for anybody. It was really short. It was very interesting.
Okay.
It was called My Sister, the Serial Killer.
Oh, this I've got to read. How short? How short are we talking?
Okay. I did listen to it and it was 4 hours without my rush speed. So like rush
Oh.
speed. I listened to it in like 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Okay, that's perfect. I'll listen to it for sure.
Yeah, it was good. I'm thinking it was set in like Africa.
Okay.
I don't think it ever said specifically where it was, and if it did, then I listened to it so fast I missed it. But basically, it's like this
Ooh.
one sister is the one who always has to clean up the mess for her sister, who's like gorgeous. So I feel like you would really
Oh.
relate. No, I'm just kidding. You would really relate.
That almost
to your
slipped
gorgeous-
right by me. Yes, I know. I caught it now.
Your gorgeous sister. No.
So funny. I know. I was thinking it sounded like an African tale called Mufaro's Beautiful Daughters that I used
Oh.
to read all the time in my when I taught arts and humanities.
Huh.
One was very beautiful, and the other one was more humble.
Oh,
Yeah, and they got a lot going on. So I wonder if it was pulled from that. It's
interesting. Yeah, it was really good. It was very interesting.
The cover is stunning.
I know. That's really why I picked it up.
I love it.
Somebody recommended it on TikTok, and I thought I always judge a book by its
I was gonna
cover.
say, it turns out you can judge a book by its cover.
I feel like the metaphor is accurate. Don't judge a person by their cover, but
Mhm.
always judge a book by its cover.
And sometimes I think it's okay to judge a person by their cover.
I think
Not
it's
always
okay.
wrong.
I don't know about looks, but like feelings.
Yes.
If they give you a feeling right away,
Mhm.
you judge by
Mhm.
that for sure.
If they pick their teeth in a faculty meeting.
Oh,
Ugh. I mean, like full on, like get the dental floss out, wrap it around their finger. I'm not talking just like a little pick. I'm
Oh my
talking like during. I'm not going to name names, and it's not at the current school I'm at now. So I feel like we're safe. It was a long time ago,
Oh.
but first faculty meeting I ever had with this person ever.
Yeah.
New to the staff.
right. That's a lot.
That's
That's
a lot. And literally wrapped the dental floss around the. I was like, what does this person have? What are they doing? Because somebody's got. It's obvious something's going on.
Right.
Wrapped it around, and then sure enough, and I was stunned. I sat there like and texted Jack. I'm like, Jack, look to your left, and I mean, he will never forgive me for pointing that out because we barely got through that faculty meeting.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
That's amazing. But even that, I feel like, is like reading the inside sleeve of the book. You're still getting to know a little more
Mhm.
personality.
Mhm.
Just looks alone. You can't judge a person by just looks. They can
Mhm.
sometimes surprise you. But you get actions
That's true.
of teeth picking in a faculty meeting.
And because then some people could be like, well, that poor person, they must have like some sort of whatever. But then later on in that same faculty meeting, we learned a little bit more about actions.
Oh, dear.
And when we paired up and asked what our favorite pastimes were,
Mhm.
this person said they like to mow the grass because they like to run over the faces they see in the lawn. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Like, I guess you see faces in the clouds, but they
Mhm.
were saying that like they see like faces in the waves of the grass. But that's fine. Okay, so like
Uh-huh.
maybe you're like, oh, I've got an imagination and whatever.
Yeah.
But they would like to mow the lawn so that they could go mow over the faces. And this person said this to me after they were picking their teeth. And I didn't know what to say. Like,
That's so weird.
again, another one of those awkward situations where I'm sitting there going over and over and over again, a million things. What could I say to this?
Yeah. Let's really hope that's what they meant.
And
not like the
Like,
bodies that
the
they had
little-
buried have resurfaced and they like to run over them.
I would not put it past them.
Wow. How weird.
Yeah, people are strange.
Yes.
I mean, I'm strange. I have strange habits, but I don't know that I would floss my teeth in the middle of.
Yeah.
a
I
public
don't
place.
usually show off my strange habits.
Yes, those are
First time
Mhm.
meeting a bunch of people I know I'm going to have to work with for
your
years.
colleagues. Your colleagues, not even like at a dentist office or at a
She's
doctor's
like
office.
doing it for extra credit.
Yeah.
Like, I care so much about flossing. I'll do it whenever. I don't care who's around.
But I just mean like not at somewhere even temporary where you might never ever see those, like on the subway or something. I'm never gonna see these people again.
Yeah.
And I
Sure.
got something in my teeth. I need to get it out. No, and it wasn't one tooth, girl. It was all the teeth. They were clean. They were clean by the end of that faculty meeting. I forgot the worst part.
Oh, no.
And Jack would kill me if I forgot this part because I was like, it was horrible. And then I'm thinking, boy, I am judgy. No. Here's where it's no longer judgy.
Okay.
This person would pick their teeth. I'm so glad I remember this part because I was like, man, Megan, you need to back off a little bit. That's sort of my sidebar in my mind going on. But anyway, pick the teeth and then would suck it off. Whatever.
No,
that-
no, 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 no,
Yes.
no, 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 no,
Yes. Okay, so for all you people out there who thought I was judgmental,
Oh,
there it is. That's when it was like when shit got real in that faculty meeting of like, what is happening with this person, this
my-
new staff member.
Oh, that's so gross. That's one of the worst things I've ever heard, I think.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
There it is. Like, who knows?
oh,
Who knows? How long ago did you eat? At
Oh,
lunchtime?
Oh, I hate it.
Breakfast? Did you just have a snack on the way up? I
Yeah.
don't care.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Okay, so
The point of this is that you should judge a book by its cover.
Exactly.
You
Literally and figuratively.
Yes, for sure.
Mhm.
Why would they put a cover on a book if they didn't want you to judge it by the cover?
Very true.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, yeah.
Okay.
Everybody, you're off the hook. Start judging books by their cover and start judging people
People.
by at least that open sleeve.
Yes, there
Read
you
a
go.
tiny synopsis, then make your judgments.
I love that. Yeah, perfect. There
Yeah.
you go. There's our advice. Speaking of advice.
Speaking of advice,
You
you have like 2 nights.
Mhm.
And by the time you're listening to this, you have no nights.
Right. I guess nobody needs advice. Everybody's perfect out there. It's fine. It's fine. I don't even need to give any advice because I'm perfect too. So let's move on. We're just having assholes.
Maybe you should call that person who's picking their teeth.
Oh my gosh. I feel like that would be opening up a can of worms that we would never be able to put back into that can.
Oh, wow. Well,
Oh.
you wanted a challenge. You want to give advice. It's time.
True. Boy, the things that I'd have to say. Okay. What else you got?
I don't think I have any other opening. I started a new show. I'm not far enough in to
Mhm.
recommend it, but it does look good so
Okay.
far.
Okay.
Super Bowl was yesterday. Great halftime show.
That halftime show. And then we had to watch it with Dad. I love Dad, but I'm like, okay, look, old white man. I know you're not into hip hop. These are everybody from your daughter's like prime of their life.
That's right.
I mean, just driving down the road, playing all those songs. Loved every second. Of it. Yes, those like that little bar of
Yeah.
music will forever and always just get your shoulders going.
Right.
And it did. And I was sitting there like, oh, if I were in a club right now, but I'm not. I'm sitting next to my dad. So I'm just gonna bop my head back and forth.
Right. I know it's so funny watching anything with Dad because I'm a grown adult. I have 3 kids, so he knows I've had sex at least 2 times.
At least, yeah.
And yet, when he sings, "I'm into having sex, I ain't into making love," I
Oh
was
my
like,
God,
I'm so
said,
embarrassed.
I thought you were saying when Dad sings that.
No, ew.
I was like, I've never heard our father sing that song. Yes, when 50 Cent sang "I'm into having sex." Yes, those
Yes.
lyrics specifically. I was like, oh, here we go. We're
I
never
know.
going to hear the end of it.
Not only are we never going to hear the end of it, I am embarrassed right now to sit near Dad, where he now
Oh.
knows I know the word sex.
Yes, and you can like feel it radiate, like the like conservative judgment like radiating off of him of like, you girls like what? That's right, Dad.
Yeah.
Sex.
We do. I don't
Yeah.
ever want to talk to you about it, but I do enjoy it.
And sometimes we're not down for making love.
That's
It's
true.
just sex. And that's okay.
50, one of us wrote that lyric. We could have. And
and
50.
I was like, you did? You wrote? Who
I know
wrote
I'm
that?
saying we could have written that
Yes.
lyric, and 50 just
Just
Singing
took
for
it
all
on.
of us.
That's right. I mean, this like could be our anthem. Who cares? If it is, that's okay too.
oh my goodness. Yeah, it was an awesome halftime show.
Yep, it was.
Our Bengals didn't win, but I didn't really care that much.
Nah, I mean, I was a little sad. I really was rooting for him,
I
for my
was too.
friend Jill, but that's okay. But Mary J. Blige,
Oh my gosh.
51 years old. I watched
Insane.
her. That's 10 years older than me, and I'm thinking I need to do something. I gave up sugar today,
Oh,
For
well,
you,
there you go.
except for this glass of wine. That doesn't count.
No,
But-
it's already
Yeah.
so modified.
And it's Valentine's Day. I mean, I ate a bag of veggies today, a steak and broccoli for dinner.
That's amazing.
Here's my sugar.
But also, let me just tell you, Mary J. Blige has so much money
That's true. Yep, good call.
that she's not doing that just because she's
Good call.
being a
And
teacher.
thank you.
You're welcome. She's
Uh,
got trainers. She was like, you all, I'm 51. I'm about to go to the halftime show.
Yeah. Make
Get
me
me-
look good.
Yes,
And
make
they
me
did.
Beyonce. Oh my gosh, they
Dang,
did.
Man, she looked good. I was like,
Like it
look at
started from the bottom and went up. I was like, oh, I didn't know Beyonce was a. Oh my
oh,
gosh,
oh,
look at
that
you.
is Mary J.
Yeah.
Up in, oh, yes, she was doing awesome.
Yes.
Okay, we're old officially. Cheers to that. Okay, so this story is from Andrea.
Okay.
And it starts, "Hello, beautiful sisters." Hello.
Well, you all can't see me, but I'm brushing my shoulders.
Uh-huh. Hello there. We'll take that any day. Knows the way to our heart. This is the second time I've tried writing this because the first time the browser closed.
Haunted.
Weird.
It was a ghost.
Anyhow, how are you doing today? Oh, we're pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm okay. It was stressful, but
Yeah.
Mondays always are.
Right? Lots of sugar rushes and
Oh yeah. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, but thank you. Nobody ever asks that. I have a story of something that happened last week, but maybe it has been going on for longer.
Oh.
So a little bit of a backstory. My husband and I moved into our house at the end of 2019, right after getting married, 2 weeks before finishing college. Finding a home was harder than we thought, and we were pressed on time because as nice as it might be to know that we could move in with our in-laws, ... no thanks.
Oh yeah, that can be rough.
That's a lot.
Except for my mother-in-law who listens.
Yes, Erin would love that.
You're a gem, and if I ever need to move to Canada, I am coming to you.
Yes, there you go. I love them, don't get me wrong, but there is nothing like having our own space. We moved into my husband's small hometown because he had/has a good job position. Anyhow, when we found this home, it was through a family friend who was looking to sell his childhood home after both his parents had passed. Yes, they died in the house. It was ready to move in because the former owner had remodeled and updated some things before deciding he didn't want to live there.
Because it was haunted?
I don't know. It doesn't say. The house was empty for 5 years.
Okay. It's a little weird, especially if it was all redone.
A little weird, but it happens. While he made his mind up whether or not he was ready to part ways with his home or not. So this gets interesting because most of the time we always get like some sort of weird feeling or like you don't want to be in there.
Yeah.
She has the opposite. Get ready.
Ooh.
When we went to see this house, I immediately had a heartwarming feeling. I could tell it had been a home full of love and happiness. The space was so inviting, I immediately told my husband this was the house for us.
Oh, wow.
I know, that's pretty cool. We had looked at others, but nothing had given us that meant to be feeling. We visited a very creepy house, and I can send you that story if you're interested. Yes.
Yeah. Can I tell you real quick, the best house I looked at when we were house hunting?
You told us this in the podcast, that teeny tiny house.
The house with all of the flowers on the wall?
Mm-hmm.
All the artificial flowers, ceiling to floor.
You told us this on the podcast.
Covered? Really? Okay.
You did. I reacted big.
It was so weird.
That is the weirdest story. You told us this when you told us about the house, the teeny tiny house that you love so much.
No, that was a different
I know, but you
house.
told that in the same.
Oh, all right. That does make sense. Okay. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'll really feel bad if I go back and listen. You didn't.
Right? It was such a weird house.
I do feel like I've heard the story, but now I'm like, did I just hear the story or did I hear the story? Okay, tell us. It's our podcast. Go ahead, tell us.
We walked into this house and the realtor was being weird about it.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Oh, this house is it's got a lot of potential. Just try your best to look past the way they decorated it because it'll look really different when you own it." And we were like, okay. We walked in and it was as if they had painted the walls in every single room with plastic flowers.
Oh, it's so weird.
Like fake flowers. It made the whole room feel so tiny.
So like 3D flowers.
3D flowers.
Okay.
Like they must have just taken it and stapled each one.
Oh my
It was like wallpapered with plastic 3D flowers.
The dusting.
Exactly.
Ugh.
In every single room. I mean, they didn't dust. It was so gross.
Ew.
It was the most claustrophobic I've ever felt in my whole life.
Again, don't judge a book by its cover. Yes, judge the book by its
away.
Cover. That person is a little wackadoo.
That person, starts picking their teeth early on in your friendship.
If nothing else, they got a little something going on.
Something's happening.
Whew, that is interesting. I mean, artsy, sure. You can go that route.
Well, apparently the realtors had on her side were like, you got to take these down.
Yeah.
And they were like, no way. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Bless her heart. She really thought it was beautiful.
She really loved it.
The same way my person really thought sucking the food off of their dental floss was acceptable. Yeah. She just didn't know.
Some people are just wrong.
So
And
Some people are just disgusting and wrong.
that's the lesson. Sometimes people can be
Oh,
wrong.
there
A lot
it
of
is.
time.
There it is. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. 2020 was a very crazy year, as we all know.
Mm.
For me, it was also a very eye-opening year, and I started looking more into witchcraft
Ooh.
and expanding my spiritual views past Catholicism. Tiny sidetrack, my grandma used to be a medium and green witch, which I don't know what a green witch is. Do you?
No, but if I had to guess, they're into nature, like
Yeah.
very natural, or they're big recyclers.
Well, yes. Good. That's good context clues. Or literally green.
Yeah.
Could be
Elzeba.
I don't know who that is.
You know, she's in Wizard of Oz. She's the Wicked Witch of the West.
Oh, okay. I grew up listening to her stories and knowledge, but my parents always dismissed it as being a lie. I've heard people call her crazy, but I have always been interested. I mean, we've done some judging on tonight's episode.
We have been a little judgmental,
but nothing that your grandmother has done so far
yeah,
sounds like picking teeth or putting flowers in the wall.
right. There are a lot of credible people who do witchcraft.
Exactly. Back to the story. In 2020, I started working a lot with herbs and educating myself and researching the things she had taught me, as well as researching my ancestors. I'm originally from Guatemala, though now I live in the U.S. My grandma is half Mexican. A lot of traditions and beliefs are very similar to Guatemala and Mexico, but there are also specific ones. When I began doing all of these, I also began to notice things. The first and most obvious one was that I felt a presence in this house, a female one, and I am pretty sure it's the former owner's mom. The presence always felt sweet and motherly, and in a couple of occasions, she, and then in parentheses, it, gave me advice, which I know sounds weird, but have you ever had a thought in your head that you hear, but you know it's not yours?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah.
Like, explain. Tell me what happens.
The night before I found out about Penelope, if she was going to be a boy or girl, but the night before that ultrasound, I was laying in bed trying to go to sleep, and I thought, if it's a girl, I definitely want her middle name to be Rose for Grandma Rosie.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I thought that, it's like, it wasn't Grandma Rosie's voice, and it wasn't my voice, but it's like I heard in my head, it's a girl. And that was the only time I was certain with all three kids. That I was like, oh, it's a girl. Like I went to bed thinking, oh, I don't even have to go to this appointment tomorrow. Wow. It's a girl. And I woke, the morning we woke up for that appointment, and I told Kevin, we're going, but we don't have to. This is a girl.
Was it a male or a female voice? Do you know?
No, I don't know. It was just a voice.
Huh. Don't you wish you had it so you could record it?
Yeah,
and play it back?
I do, because it's weird to explain.
Yeah, it is. It's weird to hear. No judgment. It felt like that. But other times, we also had a darkness fill our house that it required cleansing, which was probably related to the fact that 2020 was a dark year. And I know my husband and I were both struggling with our mental health. Thank God that has stopped now. Other things, such as me seeing shadows, things falling, moving on their own, and unexplained sounds have always happened. Back to last week. We're just now getting into the incident. So, I mean, that is like... There's some things happening.
We are fully set up for this.
Yes, that's right. Here we are. I began having very anxious dreams, like I need to get to the car to go to the airport, but I can't finish washing dishes because more... Oh, that is the worst dream. I finished the line, and that is horrible. That is a nightmare. But I can't finish washing dishes because more just continue appearing.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's the worst dream I've ever heard of.
My dreams have been wild this whole week.
You've told me about them. They sound wild.
I dreamt the other night that Dennis Quaid's son was...
Hold on.
Yeah, he's an actor.
Aaron, you can't do that when I have to pee.
Oh, no.
I didn't know he was an actor. So I'm sorry. Do you even know if Dennis Quaid has a son?
Yes,
That's
Dennis
so
Quaid
specific.
and Meg Ryan's son.
Okay.
Who was in that movie about the superheroes who are actually bad.
Oh.
Yeah. The main guy who's like kind of dorky, but ends up like really fighting against the superheroes.
Oh, that's their son. Okay.
Yeah, I had a dream that we met on our way to go see Hamilton. For some reason, your friend, I won't say her name, was driving us. It was very long way away. And I was like, this man is so charming. I don't think Kevin was anywhere about. I was like, oh, we are really hitting it off. And then right before the show started, he was like, okay, this was all a setup because I had to tell you that I've been looking for my cousin and you're her. And I was so sad. I was like, we had such a good thing going and now you're my cousin.
To burst your bubble. That's horrible.
It was awful.
So charming to your cousin.
It was awful.
Ooh,
I didn't even think he was that attractive until that dream. And now ever since that dream, I think I have a thing for him. And now I feel like he's my
your
cousin. I know, it's very weird.
It's an added layer of like, what you got going on there?
I'm telling you, they've been off the charts.
Oh, cousins beware. Mike, Steve, you know who you are.
Sorry, guys.
Oh my gosh, that's just cracking me up because I really thought I didn't know Dennis Quaid had a son. I just thought you just came out of nowhere with that. It's like, what I mean, you did come out of nowhere.
I did, and I'm so sorry. I feel like all of Dennis interrupt. I'm going to shut up now.
No, that really made me laugh. So thank you. Okay.
The dishes, they keep piling up. They keep having more.
God, why'd you remind me? That's horrible.
I'm trying to help you.
I know, thank you. Or like we need to leave, but I can't get my shoes on. Things like that. All of these dreams, and then in parentheses, a different one each night, somehow involve traveling and my family. One night I had a dream involving my grandma and woke up to a message from her asking how I was because she woke up thinking about me.
Oh. Is her grandma's still alive? Right?
Yes, I think so.
So wait a minute. She woke up to a message as in a paranormal message, like a feeling, or she woke up to her grandma had left a message?
Yeah, like was it a message on like an answer machine?
Yeah, I feel like that's how I'm reading that now.
And also, did we travel back to 1990s? An answer machine? I don't know. Some sort of message. I guess like maybe in her mind.
Or maybe a text message.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We don't have to get that weird.
Let's jump to 2020.
Okay. Or 2022 even.
we could go all the way to the present day if we wanted to. Lord.
It's our podcast.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Okay. I also had 2 dreams about my ex from high school.
Wait a minute. She woke to a message.
That was it. About her asking how she was because she was thinking about me. So I think
she's so stressed, and then her grandma is also feeling like how you doing?
I just need to go ahead and ask her. Yeah. And it sounds like in the middle of the night. So that'd be a weird thing to get a message from your grandmother in that moment.
Yeah.
When you're feeling so anxious in this dream.
Okay. Sorry. I needed to talk that through more. Okay. I'm with you now.
Sorry. I got to the juicy stuff. I'm like, ooh, had a dream about an ex. I mean, it is Valentine's Day. I mean, you're married. Listen, Andrea, get your mind out of the gutter.
Hey, maybe she's into having sex, not making love.
That's right. That's true.
I don't know. I'm not putting that on you, Andrea. I'm just saying it could be the case. Let's go.
And if you are, what does he say?
That's it. I'm into having sex. I'm into making love. So come give me a hug.
Yeah. So you need to go give him a hug. Good job.
I would give him a hug.
Uh-huh.
I would give him a hug.
Okay.
Anytime I see him.
Even though he aged.
He did. He still looked hot to me.
I know. Me too. But he wasn't like abbed up 50 Cent.
Girl, I aged too.
Yeah.
I'll take the cushion. I'm okay with it.
You got me laughing so hard. I forgot how excited I am to hear what's happening.
Sorry.
I also had 2 dreams about my ex from high school to whom I haven't spoken to in 10 years. The first one was just him being a secondary character, but the second, in parentheses, which happened last Thursday, was about me being married to him.
Oh.
But I was aware in my dream that he wasn't my husband. Oh, that's a weird feeling. And I spent the entire dream trying to find my husband.
Oh, so sweet.
That is so sweet.
You can tell y'all are newlyweds.
Aaron's like, I'll be living it up.
I'm like, oh, I got a new husband for the day.
Let's try this out for a little bit, at least for this dream.
50? Is that you? Just kidding. I'm not that into 50 Cent, but I guess I am a little bit.
I think you might
be. Subconsciously, I think I'm figuring some things out about myself right now.
And I can't wait to hear the dreams after this episode. Oh, man. Okay. I felt like I was going crazy. Of course, my husband had already left for work when I woke up, so it took me a minute to convince my brain that it had only been a dream, and I am not married to my ex. Sigh of relief.
Oh.
Okay, so that's probably a good thing. He doesn't sound like he's the best character.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to be married to any of my exes.
Oh, God. I
have like 2 because I got married when I was a tiny baby, but
yes,
I wouldn't want to be married to him.
I think often, now that I know how hard marriage is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's work.
Yeah.
You got to love them on the days that you don't feel it. And it's not anything they're doing. It's because life is so hard.
Yeah.
It's just so hard. And you've got to do this with this partner that you are, oh my gosh. But I think to my exes, and I'm like, there is no way, they would be dead. Like, I would have already murdered blank. We won't say his name.
No, I'm picturing him.
Oh, I would have, I mean, I would have strangled him at this point
Yeah.
in the marriage game. Oh, no, good thing we just had our little thing and it was fine. Okay.
Wait, what little? Oh, your little. I was like, what?
No. Like pre-marriage.
Yeah.
Like before I was ever met James. Good thing it just ended when it did.
Yes.
And I can look back on it for fond memories, but that's all it needed to go to. Never marriage.
Yeah.
That's horrible. So while dreams are happening during the night, things are happening during the day. All within the same week. One afternoon, my husband and I were playing video games while listening to music on our wireless speaker. She sounds like the coolest wife ever. I am not. Which I use every day with no issues. And it started glitching. At the same time, our lights began to flicker. Electricity doing its thing. That's fine.
When
Okay.
a ghost is around. Okay. Okay.
On Tuesday, I was doing some baking. And while I was mixing bread dough, I wanted to give up. I mean, who is this person? I like playing video games one day, then I'm baking you bread the next day. I want to marry this person.
Yeah, same.
On Tuesday, I was doing some baking, and while I was mixing bread dough, I wanted to give up because it wasn't looking good. And the moment I had the thought of giving up, my necklace was yanked off my neck.
Ooh.
This necklace has a picture of my grandpa who passed away last summer. The same thing happened on Thursday, and when I went looking for my cat, so it just keeps happening? That's weird.
That is weird.
So when I went looking for my cat because I could hear her crying but didn't know where she was. So on Thursday when this happens.
First it was Tuesday baking. Now it happened on Thursday. And she's also hearing her cat.
I wonder what she's doing on Thursday, but it was amazing.
Something good.
Video games,
like
baking.
Carpentry. Light carpentry.
Yes, some light carpentry. Oh, I love her. Okay. Yeah, so I guess it happens again on Thursday, and I don't know if she's found the necklace or not, but I could hear her crying, but didn't know where she was. As soon as I saw her in the basement, my necklace fell all the way down the stairs, and my pendant rolled where she was standing.
Huh.
Wow. Both of our cats had odd behaviors through the week, such as being spooked and bolting to a different room completely out of nowhere.
Is that not normal cat behavior?
I know. I feel like
I
that's
have no idea.
totally normal cat behavior.
Not that I'm debunking, but cats are weird.
Yeah, I feel like if your cat doesn't do that, take them to a vet. Okay. They have both been more vocal as well and have followed me around more. One day, we couldn't find the TV remote. I turned the living room upside down and couldn't find it. Thank God she does ordinary things too, like watch TV. Starting to really get jealous of Andrea. I'm like, man, she is awesome. We gave up for the day. Then I had the thought to check under a cushion I had already checked, and there it was. A couple of instances, my husband said out loud what I was thinking without me having said it. What do you think? Coincidence or ghost? I hope you guys and everyone listening have an awesome day. Don't drink too much, but do have fun.
Hey.
Okay.
Andrea, we were on board until this last judgy. No, I'm just kidding.
Andrea, you and Paula, you all can start a collection for AA.
Do they charge?
Oh, yeah. Is it free? I don't know.
So
I don't know.
mean.
Never tried it.
They're like, oh, are you an alcoholic? Well, sorry.
You can't afford it.
For
That would
the
be
low
horrible.
price of $19.99 a month. It sucks so bad.
You could just spend your money here instead of a case of beer. That's what they're saying.
There you go.
Mhm, those assholes. That's why I don't do it. I am 100% kidding. I'm kidding. It's a great foundation. We'll cut all that. Thank you for reading, and thank you for the awesome podcast. Andrea, preferred pronouns, she, her. Thank God, because I just read those, and I definitely said she and her throughout. Sorry, Andrea, but not sorry.
But not sorry. You did okay.
Yes, that's perfect. Thank you for including those. Yeah, I'm going to say coincidences.
Every single one is a
Mhm,
coincidence.
Strange dreams about your ex does not necessarily mean that you're haunted by your ex.
No, I don't feel like haunted by her ex. Yeah, the dream about the ex doesn't seem that weird. She seems like she's very stressed out and
Mhm.
almost like, why is she stressed out? She didn't really
Mhm.
pinpoint why that was. So maybe
Mhm.
maybe something about this new house is making her feel stress.
Well, and that's where I think it's coincidence. The dreams tell me something stressful is happening. Although you sound like a gem. I mean, you sound like you got the life. You're gaming, you're making bread, you got this whole lovely life going on. So I don't know what it is, but stress of any kind can affect anybody. So that's what the dreams say to me, that there's something stressful in your life happening that's making these weird dreams happen. So then when electricity flickers, all of a sudden you're thinking, oh my gosh, these things are related. Your cat starts acting a little bit silly. That's related. Your necklace clasp breaks.
That's the weirdest one to me, because it didn't sound like I've had a necklace break and slip off, which does feel weird.
Yeah.
But she said yanked off.
Yeah. So what I'm guessing is like, was there something in your hands, something that you didn't notice that like kind of caught the corner of it, and as you turned or something, it yanked it off. So it felt like it yanked off, but it was really something catching it.
Yeah. Or do you think the ghost in her house loves the smell of fresh made bread? And they were like, you better not stop. We're so close.
Get in there and make that bread.
We are so close.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, because I don't believe in ghosts. So I would say I think it is a coincidence for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm so fascinated in dreams right now.
We've been doing this for so long. I'll take off the for sure.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure. I'll give you that. I'm pretty sure it was coincidence.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
It feels like a big step.
And I'm trying to be more inclusive to your feelings and your thoughts.
Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. I am not at all to yours.
I know, but I'm trying to be better than you. So.
You're such a jerk. No, I feel like out of all of those stories, I think her grandma having that, like, I feel like you can be linked somehow in a way that's almost paranormal. Like if something was really wrong with you, I feel like I would know that.
Yeah, I love those stories. I don't know if we could or not, but it would be great to think we could.
Right.
I love that story. Like I'm fascinated with it. I want to know more about it. I've only read like one article of the twins.
Oh, anything with twins.
But
bring it on.
You know what I'm talking about? The two twins that went to jail, went to prison.
That wouldn't talk except for to each other.
Oh my! I mean,
there's like a French term for it.
Yes, and who am I kidding? I probably didn't read anything. I probably heard it on a podcast.
Yeah,
she listened to me. I'm like, that article I read. No, I didn't. That podcast I listened to, I don't know where it was, but give me. I will read for that. I want to read a book on that.
Yeah,
I want to listen to a book on
that. You
want
me to read a book and tell you all about it.
Every detail. Wow. It's fascinating.
It is very interesting. That's so any kind of link like that. I mean, there are a ton of different stories about twins.
We got to look those up though, because we just started talking about it because we both know, but people listening who might not know.
Yeah, that's true. Well, let's see.
That would be very frustrating. Be like, what are you talking about? You stupid sisters who only know each other's brains.
Okay. So the one you're talking about, I'm pretty sure, are the twins Jismaya and Tismia.
I feel like that's
Whitehead. They confessed to killing
their mother.
Was that them? Yeah, and they wouldn't talk for years.
I feel like it was older. They look.
There's recent. Also French twins from like the 20s.
Yeah, that's who I think I'm thinking of.
Okay, yeah, that's a different one. I'm telling you, there are so many stories about twins. Like if you have a twin
and you got a story,
we got to talk about it. Because like, are you weird and have a twin? Because I want to hear your stories.
Well, I just feel like there's a whole subculture of things that happen with twins. Nuances that they do, just so fascinating.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know that I can read your brain, but sometimes I think I can. And it's only because I don't think it's anything telepathic. I think it's just because
the Pepin twins.
Okay, what did they do?
They murdered somebody.
I'm definitely thinking of oh yes, that's another good one. But I think I'm thinking of the ones that you were just on, the ones who don't talk.
Yeah,
for the longest time.
And then as soon as one of
them catch themselves on fire?
I don't know. One of them died, and when that one died, the other one started totally
normal.
Yeah, and they were like, "I can finally be free because she died. She died, so I could be free."
That's crazy.
Crazy.
I want to know everything about that. I want a psychologist to break that down for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of studies on it, and there's another story about these twins who were in Russia or something, and they were like running through traffic. I'm telling you,
Yes.
twins are fascinating to me.
Yeah.
This story was not about twins.
Nope, not at all.
But that connection is so interesting.
Yes, I was like, yeah, you're right. How do we? Way to bring it back. Way to bring it back. You're right. Yeah, that's. I mean, one would think, one would hope, but also I don't know how often the grandmother texts or messages in whatever way she is messaging. Like, how often is it on a regular basis? Is it throughout the
Yeah.
night? Like, is it also a grandmother who maybe is in a nursing home, is up at odd hours, happens to send you messages, things like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know how frequent these messages come. And so does that have something to do with the meaning, or is it just a coincidence?
Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting.
Because it's easy to create this like, ooh, this scenario that something's going on when you have such a bizarre, vivid dream. And then you get this message, even though maybe logically she messages you all the time, but why in that moment? And then your mind just starts, creating this entire storyline that then makes every little thing that happens to you seem extraordinary.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to read my story now. Mine is a little bit shorter. This is from Julia.
Okay.
And the subject is just spooky story.
Oh, well, that's right up our alley.
Right. That. And talk about coincidence, because there are dishes involved and grandparents.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So my name is Julia, and I have a spooky story from my childhood for you. I love your podcast and have been binging it since the start of January 2022.
Oh.
It's embarrassing that I'm almost caught up.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I love it. But having 2 kids under 2, my favorite time of day is washing dishes by myself and listening to you ladies on my AirPods.
Wow. I mean, anything you can do by yourself.
Yeah.
With those children at that age. Yes.
Bring on those dishes.
I just need to know her secret for how is she able to wash dishes by herself?
I don't know. I don't know. That's impressive.
It is. It's amazing.
She says, and yes, I have a dishwasher, but I hate putting all the large things in there. And then in parentheses, I feel like this might spark you 2 off on some tangent naturally.
It does. Because
here's like they know us.
I know. We just talked about twins for
so long.
For so long on a story that had nothing to do with twins.
Oh, boy.
I'm kidding. I'm not really going to go on a tangent. That was for comedic value.
We would never.
We are focused individuals.
We're almost professional. Clearly, I need to get out more. Haha. So, about her dishes. That's funny.
Love it.
This is from when I was a young girl, probably around 4 or 5, and I would sleep over at my grandma's often with my cousin. My grandpa passed away when I was around 3, so my grandma lived in a large 2-story house by herself. One particular night, I was staying over, happened to be what would have been their wedding anniversary. My grandma was talking to my cousin and I and explaining that grandpa would be sending her a message or saying hello to her. As I was a kid and not fully understanding what this meant, I just went with it. Grandma knows best, right? A couple hours later, we were settling in watching a movie, and all of a sudden, there was a very loud noise that made the 3 of us jump. Not just in the living room, but in my grandma's room as well. So at the same time, there was noise in 2 different areas of the house. Where we were sitting, there was a large, very heavy painting that had flown off the nail it was sitting on and fell to the floor. Nowhere near where we were, thank goodness. Which really, thank goodness, because what is Grandpa trying to say if that were the case?
Yeah, right. What's the painting of? Her new husband.
Oh, dun, dun, dun. No, she said by herself.
Oh, okay, that's right. Her new lover.
Oh, does Grandma have a lover?
Okay, one can wish. I mean,
yeah, she might be into having sex, not making love. The point is, we don't judge.
We do not. Get it, Grandma. Do what you got to do.
Grandpa's judging a little bit.
Yeah, sounds like it. Okay. Focus. Go ahead.
This was one of those large paintings where the paint was thick and the frame was huge and obnoxious. So it would not have just fallen by itself. When my grandma went to check her room, she saw that a similar, smaller painting in her room had done the same thing at the exact same time. Now, this is a message just for you, in all caps. Megan.
Yes.
Feel free to try and debunk. I know you don't usually with sentimental stories, but
Oh.
I will not be offended at all. I am curious as to what you will come up with for this story.
I
love it.
love her. I love her. That is great. Thank you for the personal message and the permission to debunk.
Okay, let me finish this and then it's all yours. And she
Okay.
wants you to debunk.
Okay.
Grandpa definitely came to say hello on their anniversary that year. She would also always randomly see him ahead of her down the hall, but whenever she got to the room or area where he was, nobody was there. Pretty comforting, but also kind of freaky knowing he looked over us all. Now she has also passed on and presumably watches over our family as well. Thanks for keeping me entertained and laughing out loud. Can't wait until the next dishwashing/podcast listen sesh. Julia, feel free to use my name if you'd like. She put her whole name, but it still makes me nervous, so I'm not going to say her last name.
Oh, I love it. Okay, well, we'll just go with Julia for now. Great story.
Right?
I love it. The last line makes me hesitant to debunk because it is so sweet, like Grandma.
She
but
gave you
she
full
gave me
permission.
So I'm gonna go with
Okay.
I'm gonna go with something that you put in my pocket a long time ago. So it's gonna kind of piss you off a little bit.
Oh, no, I hate when that happens.
A fault line.
Oh, shit. You
Right.
say a long time ago? That was just last week.
It's been a while.
It has been a long week.
Long week. Yeah. So what if it was just a fault line? Like, what if they had like a mini little earthquake right there in the middle of the house? It shook enough for both of those pictures to
And they wouldn't feel
fall
it?
off. I don't know. I don't think, maybe like the house serves as like a kind of a buffer almost. So if you're standing on the ground, you might feel it, but you're not directly on the ground.
The one and only time I've ever been in an earthquake,
Mhm.
I felt it. It woke me up. I was in bed, and it was a little one,
Yeah.
but it woke me up.
Did you have pictures fall off your?
No, I didn't. I sure didn't.
I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I just believe in science. So I don't know. I don't know what that could have been. Where were they in relation to where the pictures were? They're in the same room? That's what
No,
she said?
she was in the living room
Right.
and in the grandma's room. It
Right.
happened.
The two pictures fell in the living room and the grandmother's room?
Yes.
And where were they?
They were in the living room.
So one of the pictures they were right next to.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's like a, I know like a beam wall or something like that. It sounds like, what if I need to know, do those two rooms share a wall? Because if they do, then that tells me it's something structural.
Okay. Interesting.
Like how I use that word structural?
I feel like you did a good job with that one.
Okay.
I feel like it's too much of a coincidence that it was on their anniversary and the grandma is saying, I know he's going to send something tonight. Something's going to happen.
I think that's the definition of a coincidence. Two things happening that you don't expect. Yeah, I think that's what it is. But it is very sweet, and that she can take, as the grandmother could take that as like that's what it was. Although I would kind of be like, what message are you sending me? Like that is, roses work just as well. You could like all of a sudden have flowers bloom. I feel like it would take just as much energy for the flowers outside to bloom.
No, that's messing with nature.
Okay, whatever. I'm just saying flowers.
His grandpa was like a fairy person.
Draw a flower in like, I don't know, somewhere. But don't knock off my pictures.
Maybe the picture was of flowers. So he was delivering flowers to her.
That's a stretch. Also, I'm not going to disrespect your grandpa, but he kind of sounds like a tease. Like he's at the end of the hallway. He's like, hey. And then she's like, I'm here. He's gone. That would piss me off. I'm like, just stay there so we can have a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, very sweet story. Glad that grandma had that experience. I think it might have been a coincidence though.
All right. Well, I'll take your might and move forward.
These
welcome. Are big steps.
You're welcome for that might.
Yeah, I liked it. Well, you know what? Speaking of a coincidence, guess who our fan favorite is this week?
Is it Julia?
No, not Julia. It's Andrea.
Oh, my pick.
I know.
That is weird.
You read it, and I was like, are you kidding me? You're really going to read? From our fan favorite. I didn't even know they had written in.
It's Andrea's night.
That's
Ladies' night.
Okay, so I sent a message to Andrea a little while ago, letting them know they were going to be our fan favorite. And she said, hi, Erin. Thank you so much. What an honor. I am a bookbinder. So the whole time you were like, she's so cool. I'm like, you don't even know.
Shut.
You
your
don't even know
mouth.
this part.
This woman plays. Hold on. Plays video games
With her husband.
with her
So
husband.
probably not just Mario Kart, which is the only thing I'll play.
There's a new game that my gamer husband keeps, God love him, keeps trying to get me into the games as if like this will solve our marital problems. I'm like, no, the kids will just never be supervised ever. Hospital bills will be crazy. It's like It Takes Two or something like that. It's like it's supposed to be a couple's video game.
Ew.
And doesn't it sound horrible? But
I mean, not. Sorry, Andrea.
yeah, well, that's
You
what
all
I'm
should
saying.
check it out.
Andrea, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I looked at the trailer because apparently there's trailers that you can watch for video games. I mean, it's so weird. This thing's getting out of hand. Anyway, so happy that she likes gaming with her husband. I'm just saying, husbands would love Andrea.
Yeah.
Mine would love you, Andrea.
Yeah, you're not allowed to meet ours.
No,
We will not.
No, and also here's my thing. Here's my problem about. And now, admittedly, I don't read, but I also don't just game all the time. I'm like, you got to stretch your mind. But I'm sorry, you're a bookbinder.
Yeah.
So
Bookbinder.
You're like the most balanced human being.
Makes
I like
bread.
to game. I like to make bread, and then I like to bind books.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. So she's a bookbinder. She says, I make and sell handmade journals. So you can plug my website if you wanted,
Wow.
which is www.coffeewithandrea.com.
And she's from Guatemala. You know she's hot.
Right?
What the hell is going on, Andrea?
I know.
Damn, I want to marry Andrea.
Otherwise, I just want everyone to know that they are loved and they matter and that the world is
Aw.
better because they're in it.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
We got to meet
So
her. We got
Great.
to meet this person.
I know. So, Andrea, thank you for being an awesome, well-rounded person.
Yes.
No, thank you for being the best wife and putting us to shame.
We're just glad our husband stopped listening to this podcast.
That's right.
But her husband listens to everything she does.
Yeah.
Reads every journal she writes or binds.
Well, I think she binds them and then sells them. I don't think she fills out the journals for you.
It'd be a lot of work.
That
To
would
then sell them and have to go back
so much.
read everything everybody
That would
writes.
be so weird.
It'd be juicy though.
I would actually
Or
love it.
boring.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a podcast recommendation. Mortified. Have you ever listened to that one?
Oh, is that where they read their journals from when they were kids?
From when they were,
You
like,
told me about it.
teenagers.
I've never
Oh,
actually
gosh.
listened to it.
It is so funny. It's so funny. It's a great one. Anyways, thank you, Andrea. You should make your husband listen to this where we're just singing your praises because we
Hell
rock.
yeah.
If there's ever a time where he's, y'all are fighting and he does not appreciate you,
Just
be like,
play it in the background.
I'm sorry. Apparently.
Don't even point it out. Just play it. And then give him a glance like, you hear this? You
Yeah.
hear how badass I am?
Not all wives are like this. You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. You're lucky. You're a lucky, lucky
You
man.
could be married to Aaron or Megan and your life would be hell. You better thank your lucky
Oh,
stars.
So true. It would be. It would.
It would be. I'm not even playing.
I'm not either. Oh my gosh, your husband's so lucky.
All right. So thank you, Andrea, for being our fan favorite and for your story. And thank you, Julia. And thanks for being a new listener. I want to know how both of them found out about us
Oh, good question.
because they're both, they're not.
They're newer, so yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't want to give this away, but Julia puts a U in favorite. So
Oh,
England, Canada, Australia.
maybe.
Who knows? We don't
how
know.
far are we going? When you-
Typo. I don't know.
You know how, like I said, I can kind of read your brain sometimes. Really, I think it is I just try to read your brain because I thought you were saying, and Julia puts a U in Julia. I'm like, well, who does it? Who spells Julia without the U?
Jooli. Julia.
Julia, if you will.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
All right. Well, if you all want to support our podcast, you can rate, review, subscribe on
Mhm.
Spotify and Apple. You can go to our website at www.myskepticalsister.com where you can find our merch. You can write in. If you want to join our Patreon, you can find that information on our website. And speaking of Patreon, it is movie night. If you're listening to this on the night it comes out, they're always fun nights. So if you want to join us for our movie nights, you can join us on Patreon for $5 a month. If you want to get our advice, you
Yeah.
can write in.
If you want it, I guess you don't, but it's fine. We'll do something else funny. Like we're gonna have an asshole episodes every time.
Just keep calling it asshole episode.
I know.
Am I an asshole? We're gonna read "Am I the Asshole?"
It sounds ridiculous
articles.
to me, but it'll be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
Yes, it'll be so much fun. It'll be a blast. It'd be more fun if you'd send us
It would be more fun.
what you need to know about life.
Yeah. Do you think you were ever the asshole? You can write in your own "Am I the asshole?"
Also, listen, I'm just gonna give this to you. You could go find an advice column and find the funkiest advice and just send it in anonymous.
There
We'll
you go.
read it anonymous, so
Right.
nobody knows who it came from. But
That's-
come on.
That's a good point. That's good.
Oh, fine, I'm gonna do it.
Oh goodness. And if you want a sticker and you don't want to join the $3 a month or a $5 a month to get it, legit, you can just rate, review, subscribe, post a picture of that and share us on some social media and we will send it your way. So
Perfect.
thank you guys so much. This was a fun episode and we will see you next week.
C'est la vie.
La 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 la.
That's exactly what I just
said
said.
it nicer. I said it nicer.
It's such a dork. It's exactly what I just said. Just literally move words around.
I put the fact that she was such a good
beautiful
writer.
word. I mean, butter her up. Okay. I wanted to give up because it was taking, not taking too long. That's where I thought she was going. When I began doing all of these, I also began
Wait,
to.
you said that weird. Sound like Kid Bubble.
It might be your dog.
It could have been. Did you hear how well I said particular?
I mean, you nailed it.
Thank you.
Extraordinary.
Yeah. Or extraordinary.
Did I say it wrong?
Tiny baby.
It almost sounded like you said, like when I was a Chinese baby.
I was never a Chinese
Weird.
baby.
Yeah, and maybe in a form of life.
Maybe.
Mm.
Oh, I hope I didn't get married as a tiny Chinese baby. This is my second beer, and I don't know what's happening.
Man, it's taking a turn. Go for it.
Yeah,
Just hit that microphone. Area, go for it.
so aggressive. I'm kind of rooting for Stir of Echoes because I just saw that on Amazon.
Yeah, that's a good one. My problem with Stir of Echoes is it's so good I want to like watch it. I
That's
want you to
true.
shut up so I can watch it. Okay.
Okay. The day I turned down 50 Cent is the day I didn't know was going to happen.
I'm gonna be. Put the phone down and pee. Oh my gosh, Aaron Taylor. Oh man, that got me too. Okay, whatever we did before this podcast, we need to always do. Oh man,